I shoot that up. What? And I'm on the block. What? And I'm on the block. In New York.
What's happening out there, man? Welcome to the Best Friend Weekend podcast, man. It's your man Aldo Nice.
And again, it's me, Raj Smooth. Last week, Aldo Nice went rogue on me, but it's all good. I enjoyed listening to the solo pod.
The solo pod is kind of like, it was an experiment, you know? But it just didn't really pan out all that nice when I was like asking myself questions.
That's actually my favorite gum flavor.
What's your favorite gum flavor?
Experiment.
Ooh, I thought you was going to go with something a little less than experiment, but I like that. I think Sean Payton liked that one too. No, he said, bring me some damn juicy fruit.
Juicy fruit. Put on the cleats. Where's the goddamn cleats?
The long cleats.
Why wouldn't he just wear the long cleats?
Because he had something to prove in the Super Bowl, man. Just leave these Saints alone, man. We'll talk about the Saints another time. Well, we are back in full effect. Appreciate y'all coming out, listening to us on your car ride home, back home for Father's Day weekend, or just on your way to work, or while you're sitting there on a Friday. You're like, damn, I got Best Friend Weekend withdrawal. We back at it. So hopefully we got some topics that y'all want to listen to today. I mean, it's a lot of interesting things happening, as they are every week. And we had a couple of things that we wanted to, share our views with. We ain't had an opportunity to really sit up and talk. And I love list. So this is one of those cool list episodes. I know you like list too, Raj.
List. I like how you say that because you're supposed to put that S on the end of it.
List. No, it's list.
It's not. It's not like fish. It's not like I have two fish, or I have two moose, or you know what I mean. Meese. You have to say lists.
I got lists. Fire. We can fire list episodes.
No, if you like more than one list, then you have to say the word list and then act like if you saw a girl in the mall that you like from way far away. So it's lists.
Oh, you gotta be like say
yeah.
List say
right.
Okay, I'm with it.
I like
this
lists too. This
podcast is brought to you by trips to the Acadiana Mall. When you holler at little things across the mall and be like, hey.
And it never works.
Ever. It's never worked for me either. I just thought I was the only one. I thought I was going to lie my way into like a story that never happened. But that just didn't happen. So the list that we talking about, actually what prompted this conversation was some of the homies that I went to school with sent like a IG inbox post, and it was like this cat named #UglyGuy. And Ugly Guy was like, man, you old ass 9-to-5 ass, old ass cats. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting money. Hating on y'all, blah, blah, blah. And he was just talking a bunch of crap. And I was like, who is this young fella? Who's this young whippersnapper? And comes to find out he had like #Freshman Class 2017. So he was in the freshman class of 2017. Let me start. I mean, I don't know. Do you know who Ugly Guy is?
I've heard his name, but I'm real sensitive about using the Lord's name in vain. So anybody that has some sort of god, like Lil B, the bass god, or Ugly God, or something like that, I'm not real big on them. So I don't
Did you watch Godzilla?
That's a good question. I did watch Godzilla, but that has Zilla on the end of God. So if he was Ugly Godzilla, then I'd be a little bit more okay with him.
I was a big fan of Spartacus, Gods of the Arena. So I think I'm not subscribing to you. Oh,
it's got to be. It has to be God. So if it was Spartacus,
Wu-Tang had You God. Did you God Wu-Tang?
I wasn't. So you see, I'm not really on them.
The Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Just thought you should know that. I mean, I'm not sure if you were aware of that. I watched the Godfather trilogy, but I think we're getting a little bit off. This Ugly guy, basically, my thoughts on that were, I don't know you and fuck you. Like, that was my initial thoughts. I don't know him, whatever. And you know why fuck him? Can I tell you why fuck him?
Tell me.
This is something we've been dancing around for a while. That we throw around the term mumble rap and old school rap and blah blah blah. We're kind of what you would consider. I wouldn't say we're old school, and I wouldn't say we're new school. I would just say we're school. We're school. We're the right age. We're regular people age, right? Mm-hmm. And I think both of us respect music. So if it's like new music that the young cats are listening to, we respect it. We're not those people hating.
I definitely think that that's the normal way to look at things. Like if you just one of those people that I guess you call yourself like a rap purist or a hip hop purist or something like that, and you're just always looking for some reason to find something wrong with what some kid is doing, you know, like in the rap game or in the music game, some child is doing, like just to try to make some money, then you're entitled to like what you like and dislike what you dislike, but if you just hate because it's not the genre or the style of music that you like, then you need to just listen to somebody else.
This podcast is brought to you by everybody who about our age who was jamming that Laffy Taffy but hating on Lil Yachty, because it's all the same thing. It's cyclical. Music just keeps on coming, and it's gonna be crazy sometimes. It's gonna be for the young folks sometimes. You just gotta get with it. You just gotta ride with it. So that's why I don't rock with this ugly God character. Hey man, I really go to my 8 to 5, 9 to 5. Hey man, don't talk shit about me, you right? Fucking child.
Right.
Go make he probably can't even rap, and that that's coming from a rapper.
Probably,
see me,
and that's the thing.
See me on the mic.
The thing is that like you're not even giving him a chance. You said he probably can't even rap, so you never even listened to his music. But I'm not even giving him a shot.
He started with hating my culture though. Yeah. Like my age. He started hating our age range, and I just can't do that. I can't deal with the ugly God.
I feel you. Well, that's why his name's Ugly God, because
he's ugly.
God don't like ugly.
God don't like ugly, and if that's the reason why his name is that, I like Ugly God. If his mom, like, let's just be honest. If Ugly God's name is Ugly God because his mama said, God, God don't like ugly, and not God, God. If it's GAWD. God don't like ugly. If that was the reason, we like Ugly God. But we started looking at this made us peel back in a XXL magazine, and I was like, damn, XXL magazine. You remember this? Like Zero read about us in the Source, Murder Dog, and the Vibe. Like we used to really read like Source, Murder Dog, XXL, Vibe. Like when hip hop was a thing, like Benzino and stuff.
Yeah, when magazines were a thing.
I guess that's what it is. I was about to say hip hop's a thing, but hip hop's I guess still a thing, but magazines aren't a thing. So I guess that's how XXL stays relevant. I mean, I don't know if somebody got 5 mics in the Source. If did Future's DS2 get 5 mics in the Source? I wouldn't know because I don't read magazines anymore.
I don't subscribe to magazines anymore. But you know what? The magazine section was my favorite section of the grocery store.
That's because you want to look at hard body issue.
I never looked at hard body. I used to, I was really interested in wrestling, so I used to always go to the wrestling magazine. Hey, but I used to go to the Divas.
You read my mind.
The Divas section most of the time. You might see one of the Divas with a see-through shirt on or something. So that was my favorite thing to do as a kid in the grocery store.
This podcast is brought to you by Trish Stratus and Sable. Just FYI, that was my favorite divas back in the day.
You didn't like Luna Vachon? With them Vans in her head?
Vachon sounded like a black dude who...
her first name was Luna, though. Luna
Vachon.
Anyway, get back to this list so we can give the people what they want.
So the list. Give the people what they want. So on this list, I mean, XXL obviously finds a way to keep itself relevant by doing the freshman class of each year. And we just kind of peeled back. They said this was the 10th anniversary freshman class, and we started kind of looking at covers and talking on the phone this week, and we were like, hey, what was the best year for the XXL freshman class? And this is a conversation I had with some friends a while ago, but I never really got any kind of clarity. We had a whole bunch of different opinions on which year was the best year, but I think we know. We're here to discuss it. What was the best XXL freshman class to ever drop? And Raj, I'm turning the mic over to you. You can begin this discussion. I just want to know what your thoughts are. We're going to say the best, and we're going to talk about the worst, because the worst is
well, I think every single freshman class had, for the most part, at least, had a hit maker on it. Like most, I'm going to say maybe if there's 10, in which there is, because it's the 10th year anniversary, and that would make sense. That 9 out of 10 have at least 1 to 2 icons on it. So with that being said, if we're choosing a best and a worst, for me it's gonna be tough, but I do have a best and I also have a worst, so it was tough.
So can I have a question for you? Can we set one ground rule? I just only have one ground rule. 2008 was a year that was passed over, so it went 2007, and then it skipped a year to 2017. Mm-hmm. Can we keep 2017 out of the argument? We can talk about 2017, but let's not put 2017 in the category of best or worst, because I feel like we got to give them enough time to understand if they're going to be somebody. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, I'm all about that. But I do have a few things to say about 2017. But I'm not gonna completely keep them out. But I get what you're saying. It's not gonna be like, 2017 is the worst, because that's the easy way out.
Yeah, that's a cop out. Hey man, I'm gonna let you start off. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with your best? Go ahead. What's the best class, Raj?
Number 1 best class, and so like this is based on my best class is not gonna be chosen off of who made the most money, out of the group or anything like that. It's just gonna be based purely on what I like to listen to. So who did I think, top to bottom, was the best class? And I'm going to definitely have to go with 2014. 2014 had Chance the Rapper, Rich Homie Quan, Isaiah Rashad, Ty Dolla $ign, Lil Durk, Kevin Gates, Troy Ave, Vic Mensa, John Connor, Lil Bibby, Jared Benton, who is purple on my my screen because I had definitely had to click on him to know who he was, because I didn't know who Jared Benton was. So, and August Alsina. Oh. Out of that group,
I just want you to understand something for that group. I just want to give you a little for the knowledge. You just named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was the largest freshman class of all freshman classes. So just FYI, none of the other ones were over 11 people or 10. Most were 10. That was the biggest freshman class.
Okay. That and that's okay with me. Then that's good. That's why they made it the best. They couldn't choose just 10. It was Chance the Rapper. Oh my God. It was Rich Homie Quan. Oh my God. And I mean Kevin Gates. Free Gates. Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign's coming up. Like, I remember for a while I would hear Ty Dolla $ign's name, and I just kind of didn't really like his name. Ty Dolla $ign. Like, that's kind of stupid to me. But anyway. And then I heard some of his music, and I just like the fact that he's kind of gangster, kind of hood looking, but he sings. Like he's kind of like a pop artist almost. So I give him some props for being kind of a middleman in the game.
He's got a little TV presence too. Wasn't he on that HBO show with the black girl? Why I should know that. Give me a second. Oh man. What's the show, Raj? Help me out. We're not gonna spend all day talking about it.
I know which one, but I don't. But
Insecure. Yeah, he was on Insecure. He was like the bathroom scene. She was like singing to him, and she's like, "Oh, Ty Dolla $ign. Oh, you singing to me?" Like, it was a whole little part. Yeah, nice. That was the first time he mainstreaming it out.
Well, okay, so I'm interested in knowing who's your best, because you definitely hyped it up during the week.
Well, I decided to go a little bit. This week I was doing a little bit of, I was teaching this week. So I was in teacher mode and I was in math teaching mode. So I went into some of the words I'm using right now. Mode, median, range, those type of things. Measures of central tendency even. Statistical analysis. So what I did was a brief statistical analysis of every class. And I gave it certain factors and I weighted certain things, and I'll just basically give you a basic rundown. I went through each class, and if I didn't remember you, you got a -2 points. If I remember you, but you were lame, you got a -1 point. If I was indifferent towards you, you got 0. If you were hot for a minute, like at your time you were hot, or you have an underground cult following, that's like big that I know of, you get a +1. An extra point for anybody who went platinum or was like the rapper of the year. I know they've been dropping those rapper of the year things. Chance was the rapper of the year this past year, and those I don't even remember what magazine does this, or what online publication does it. Like Hove was like 4 years. Lil Wayne was some years. You remember it was like best rapper ever each year. Mm-hmm. I know you've seen that article. Mm-hmm. So I gave you an extra point if you were that. I gave you 2 points if you were a hip hop or social media star. hip hop or social media star, you get a +2. And
so wait,
plus 3 if you... Okay?
I want to interject on this. So Macklemore got a point.
And
plus.
there's a... Can I give you a 3? There's a third thing.
Okay.
If you transcend hip hop, you get +3 points. So you would have a +3 if you transcend hip hop, plus you could get an additional point for being platinum and everything else of that nature. And I think you know where I'm going with it because you just started kind of naming it. 2012 was the best year of the freshman class. I had Future with 4 points. Future has went platinum. DS2 was a platinum album, and I feel like Future transcends hip hop. Macklemore, same. Iggy Azalea, it's a big name in music. Roscoe Dash was hot at the time. Kid Ink was hot at the time. Danny Brown has a cult following. So does MGK, Machine Gun Kelly. French Montana. Like French Montana's all on that.
I'll get
and I don't even know who Hobson is, and I don't know who Don Tripp is. So they lost 2 points for me just for having them. But they're statistically, they far outweigh every other class as far as impact and just my own personal feel. Because these numbers were just my personal feel. When I said that, like, you know, you're a hip hop star, that's in my mind. That's in my eyes. If you transcend hip hop, that's in my eyes. So I'm giving you this on my opinion of each person. No kind of, it was all subjective. And when it came to the end, that class blew away every other class.
I would have loved to pick the class that had Future in it too. I definitely wasn't gonna pick the class that had Iggy Azalea in it though, because yeah, she was hot, but I think that she's like kind of dying off, and she's gonna be the 2010s version of Vanilla Ice. She's gonna be like a 3-hit wonder. And then
2012,
bye-bye.
don't play him.
Bye. Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, you're of course entitled to your own opinion. I wasn't gonna choose them because they had Roscoe Dash too. Roscoe Dash
was hot for the time.
They were definitely hot for the time. They had some hits. But whenever I think about myself in the club doing all the way turn to, I just
love the way you do it.
I cringe.
I'm gonna sip Moscato and I'm gonna do the dance.
Like they'll never have another hit. So
Roscoe Dash is one person. So it's one person. People. Roscoe Dash is a person.
Oh, good for him.
He had like a little mohawk. He was part of the Soulja Boy camp. Roscoe Dash is an individual, and I think that's funny that you don't know that.
I thought Roscoe Dash was more than one person for some reason.
This podcast is brought to you by Roscoe Dash and the whole Roscoe Dash, all of them in the Roscoe Dash group.
I'm reading here on his Wikipedia page that his name is actually Roscoe Dash Jr. And his dad is the owner and CEO of Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
I think you're not about to dupe me with this. You are not about to dupe me on national TV. Okay, so what I thought was interesting going through the list was, because I want to throw something else at you, that it started to get tough to rank classes based upon years. Because a lot of their like I know a lot of the people from the more recent years because they're more recent and they're in my face and I kind of know them, and I think I might have gave them a little bit more pointage. And people from older, it's like the people who like if you look at like a 2009 at a person named Blue or a
not DeAndre
2010. Not this podcast is brought to you by Blue. Mukamu, not DeAndre Williams, okay? If you look at a 2010 and a Fashawn or Donis, like, I don't know these people. I don't know these people. Pill. I know a dude named Pill who hooped with me. I don't know this Pill who allegedly rapped. So, but in like, let's say 2016, I'll know some of or 2015, I'll know some of the people who weren't necessarily hot, but I kind of like, oh, I know who that is. They're still kind of in my face. So it's harder to rank those older classes based upon that. I'll say this. The first year, 2000, what was the first year, Raj?
2007 was the first
2007 had every chance to be the best because it's like their freshman class was almost everybody for like the 3 years leading up to that. It wasn't just that year because those names are big names.
It could have literally been anybody.
Those names are big names.
They are big names, and they're if some sense good
Run
segue.
through 'em.
Good segue
Run
here.
through 'em.
Good segue here. They're the first class,
Okay.
and in my opinion, they're also the worst class.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I think something that means a lot to me when I'm looking at these is continuity. Continuity means a lot to me. So Plies, he's an Instagram sensation now.
Social media star.
Saigon, know nothing about him. Rich Boy.
I remember Saigon.
Can you remind me who Rich Boy is?
Well, Rich Boy was selling crack, and all of those haters wanted to jack. And he just bought a Cadillac. So you know what he did? He threw some D's on that bitch. He just bought a Cadillac.
Okay, cool.
And he threw some D's on that bitch.
So we got him. We got Gorilla Zoe, who I actually kind of like.
Gorilla Zoe? I thought you was about to come for Gorilla Zoe.
No, I like Gorilla Zoe. Joel Ortiz.
Joel Ortiz was in a super group with Crooked Eye and Joe Buttons, but does that really make it a super group? That's more like the Nets in 2012 with Brook Lopez.
Joel Ortiz, Lupe Fiasco is kind of like the one that's holding this group together because he actually.
Wow, you think that?
Yes.
I think Plies is the most influential and famous of this group.
If Plies wasn't an Instagram sensation,
but he is though.
No. This is music. To me,
okay.
This is what this is. There's no Instagram, YouTube stars on here.
Okay. I'm not even gonna let you finish because I'm gonna ask you a question. What are Lupe Fiasco's 3 most recent hits?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that I don't know, but I just Planes. I don't know. Like he had some hits.
Okay.
And he's
so
older
Plies
now.
was running off on the plug twice. That was a hit. Like, I mean, I know it's silly, but that was a hit.
Right.
He has that song right now with your guy, the one who everybody thinks can't rap. The young cat.
Kodak Black.
Help me out. Kodak Black. Kodak Black. He has a song with Kodak right now, where he like, I got a dope man, look like Julio, and what you know the song I'm talking about. Plies has, and he had another one in between the two, Fly Like a Pelican. Plies actually has like 3 or 4 new classics, and if you really think back,
they're not classics.
Okay, new jammers for the time. If you look back, Plies has a shitload of classics.
Classics in your book, but if you look back on what Lupe Fiasco actually has like chart toppers.
Okay,
like
I see.
I mean, the show goes on.
Sharpen your knives.
Show goes on. Kick Push, Superstar.
These are songs. You okay?
I mean, these songs these songs probably won an award.
Okay, so Shawty with T-Pain, Hypnotize with Akon, Busted Baby with Neo. I mean, these are big songs big songs
that like we listen to. I'm looking for.
No, a lot of people listen to that.
I'm looking at Lupe Fiasco. I mean, as far as I mean black people. Lupe Fiasco made stuff for everybody.
He got them racks up to his ear.
Come on.
Rich nigga shit. Come on, man. It's Plies. Plies.
Okay, so anyway.
Give me that moving forward. Plies. Okay, keep going.
Boosie is...
Boosie. Okay, I know. We're egregious.
Legend. Okay, so
we're egregious for not mentioning Boosie first.
Right.
Boosie should probably be first in both of our books.
Right. Definitely, in my opinion, the best, but I get it.
I knew Boosie before I knew Boosie before I knew any one of these other people on this list. I knew who Boosie,
Crooked Eye, never gave him a chance because I don't like his name. Papoose, hate his name. And then Young Dro.
Best thing smoking.
Young Dro was kind of tight, but he's still like not enough for me to like. He would have gotten like a -1 for me. Like,
so you had them as the last best class.
Yeah, don't like them at all.
Can I tell you who the statistical last best class was?
I'd love to know who they were.
Statistically, it wasn't even close. That shit was a breeze, big fella. The most statistically garbage class was 2015. Even if I was to give Fetty Wap and Dej Loaf like points for carrying the group, which I did. They still ended up the only group with negative points.
And then you know what? So I understand that, but you know how? So I'm looking at the group, and I can understand how. But I have like, you know how whenever you're choosing like the music you want to listen to, you choose like you might find like a hidden gem that like appeals to you that you like.
I'm listening.
Okay, so I really like Shy Glizzy. I really like Coke K Camp. I really like Gold Link. So like. And at the time, I really liked Fetty Wap. I think Fetty Wap's going to die.
Can I tell you some crazy stuff? I don't know who Rory is. I don't know who OG Mako is. I don't know who Shy Glizzy is. I don't know who Tink is, and I don't know who Gold Link is. I actually gave them points for Vince Staples being somewhat of a
like an underground
of an internet. Yeah, he has like a little internet fame because you saw him on the thing recently, talking with who's the guy who outed Bill Cosby. Can't remember right now off the top of my head, but. They were doing some little basketball analogy, and I see Vince Staples on a lot of things. So I'm like, I'm even gonna give you points for Vince Staples. The group just Kid Nut Dick. The Kid is Nut the Kid from like Squad Up. So I mean, I guess he's got an underground following. I gave them points for everything. Dog, this class was bad. It was a bad class. I mean, no matter what you think about Dej Loaf and Fetty Wap, that's a bad class.
I know what you're saying, but like I said. I couldn't give them the worst class because they have some of my favorite artists in that class. I love Shy Glizzy. Like I listen to Shy Glizzy. Like the last time that I flew on an airplane, right before, and it wasn't the last time. It might have been like the third to last time. I downloaded Shy Glizzy's album just to check it out. Like it was his new album. I downloaded it just to check it out because I like Shy Glizzy, and I recommend that you go listen to Funeral. You go check it. Go check.
I mean, I like music. I love music. I love music. So I'll definitely check it out. Just kind of breezing through some of the rest of these things. I'm gonna throw something at you that's really funny. What was the second best class, and what I really couldn't trust about the ratings were that they were 1 point below the best class. And this is gonna sound like I'm gonna lose my card to all of the cats in my Dumb Boys group. This podcast is brought to you by St. Mike's Came to Keep group. Dick Irwin and Duff and Devon and all those guys. And I'm going to lose points with them because actually 2016 came in as my second highest rated group. And it's like, it's hard to even trust the ratings because I'm like, is it because they're so fresh in my mind? But my thing is, Lil Uzi Vert's is a rap star. Lil Yachty is a rap star. Kodak Black's a rap star. G Herbo, Dave East, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, they all got big followings.
What's
Designer, 21 Savage. The Broccoli probably. I mean, or that other one he made. He had another one that was pretty hot that I heard that recently. With Migos. It was can't remember what it's called, but yeah, Broccoli probably.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I don't know any Lil Yachty songs because Broccoli's for Dram, whatever his name is.
Okay.
So I don't know any Lil Yachty songs. I just think Lil Yachty.
None of them got a great rating, but they all have like that. They're rap stars, but I think it's because they're currently rap stars.
That's what it is. I think they're just fresh in our minds. Because I looked at that 2016 group and I'm like, dang, I like all these guys.
Right?
Because they're so fresh.
Designer might have made the biggest hits out of all. Had to. I mean, right? Panda's got to be the biggest hit out of that group. But when we really say he's got that and that Timmy Turner, and he's a crazy person,
right?
But I mean, 21. I mean, they got cats in that group, but you know.
So the weirdest name out of all of these names, and the only reason why I decided to give him a chance is because he had the weirdest name out of everybody. And we talked a little bit earlier, on the phone earlier or through text about who I thought on the 2017 group. Because I do want to touch on this.
We're pushing to the new group.
God, who I think out of this group is gonna be, I'm dead serious. I think he's the next man up. I want you to guess. I want you to look at that list if you have it in front of you.
Well,
and I want you to guess who I think is gonna be the next man up.
You're gonna say something. You're gonna say something that's gonna throw it off. In my head, I thought it was gonna be Playboy Cardi.
Okay.
Because I've heard you.
Because in New York, I'm really
before. I'm pretty sure that song's gonna be the song that's gonna be on the playing on our little commercial for this particular episode. So I mean, I'm thinking you were gonna go Playboy Cardi, but now that you said it like that, I'm kind of like, damn, he's thinking along a different lines. when you said it, I was thinking. I thought Cap G, because Cap G is he's got that interesting he's a Mexican rapper,
think Cap G
and he
is gonna
kind of
be-
looks the part.
Cap G's gonna be a movie star.
Yeah, I mean he looks the part. He looks the part. He's a Mexican kid who's probably street Atlanta. I think he can play the part. But now, are you talking? I don't know. A Boogie with the Hoodie? Is that where you're going with it?
A Boogie with the Hoodie. Love him to death, man. Love him to death, and I think that he is the next best thing. Like not from my perspective. I think everybody's gonna fall in love with a Boogie with the Hoodie.
Well, this podcast is brought to you by X Tyron, because his name on social media is a Wolfie with a Hoodie, and I just thought that was, I never knew what that meant until you just said that out loud, and I'm like, oh, he stole that name from, he's used, that's a play on that. So obviously the kids are on him. But I'm not on him.
So you look at a lot of the rappers. You know, you got in New York a milli what, like, and it's like stupid
How I
stuff.
go again? I didn't
New York
hear.
a milli what. Hide it in my sock. Running from the up. Like, not if the cops know. The up. Selling that re-rock. I don't even know what that re-rock is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you got...
That's that rock again. That's the rock twice.
Yeah, the re-rock. Well, yeah, I mean, that rock, I guess you get the rock and then you re-rock it. Re.
So
someone sells you
this podcast is brought to you by Re. What's up, Ronaldo? Continue.
Yeah, this podcast is brought to you by Re. You're supposed to have 2 E's. So, so anyway, looking at everybody, man, all of these guys, Lil Uzi Vert, looking at Kodak Black, and you know, all like the hit makers right now, Yachty, man, I can have Playboy Cardi, I can halfway understand what these guys are saying. You know, like, it's all fun music, like, it really is fun. I love listening to it. Like, I love just like I like looking at the lyrics to see what they're actually saying and being like, that's what he said. Well, anyway. A Boogie with the Hoodie is actually like a rapper. Like he makes songs, like he makes real cool songs like Yachty and not Yachty so much, but like Uzi Vert and Kodak Black. But you can actually understand what he's saying.
Why? Because all his friends are dead?
That dude's crazy. But you can't even like even there's one part where he goes, you know he's saying all my friends are dead, but he doesn't want you to know that he's saying it.
He's soulful.
I guess that's a new thing. It's like, let me just say some stuff, because I guess if you
let me give an extra point to Rich Homie Quan, because that's like my favorite. Like that's the real trap song.
You remember how it's almost like this. You know who's transcendent? Lil Flip. It just hit me because Lil Flip was the person that could take a word and re-phonetically say it and make it rhyme with another word that is not supposed to rhyme.
Re-phonetically, huh? This podcast is brought to you by Rogers Almanac. Rogers Thesaurus.
Thesaurus. On my almanac. This is stupid. So, make a word rhyme with something it doesn't really rhyme with. And I think that's what they do whenever they just say all kinds of crap. But a Boogie with the Hoodie, that dude. And I challenge you to listen to him.
All right. I got 2 things on my list of things: Shy Glizzy and a Boogie with the Hoodie. I guess I gotta go back and catch up.
Shy Glizzy is more of a just like, I'm gonna like him, you probably not gonna like him. But you're gonna like a Boogie with the Hoodie.
I mean, I'm not gonna make you go listen to old music because like some of these people, their time is past. But I think you might have sold some of these people a little sharp back in the day. But I'm just kind of looking back at that list. It's interesting that we didn't really talk about 2009 with Wale and B.O.B. I mean, those were the big headliners there.
And Kid Cudi.
Definitely Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi actually had the highest ranking for me out of there because he transcends music. 2010 with J. Cole and who else had Big Sean, Wiz. That seemed like a really OJ the Juice. Hey, that seemed like a big class, but they had people like for Sean who no one knows.
And Donis.
2011, Meek Mill, Big Crit, Mac Miller, YG, Kendrick Lamar, right? But I think Kendrick Lamar gets you know, he gets leveled out by Diggy Simmons because that just levels it out.
I think if you look at it like from a society perspective, Kendrick Lamar by himself on 2011 could win. Like I think a lot of people would pick it just because Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I think, and I'm kind of, I'm kind of happy that we're us and that neither one of us are that guy who would be like, oh no, you got Meek Mill and Kendrick Lamar and Mac Miller's got a following and Yellow Wolf, and then just made a case. Basically, you're making a case off of Kendrick Lamar. Because no one else on that list, like Meek Mill died about how many years ago? Has Meek Mill's been dead for like 2 years?
I don't know.
Like, and he's not like Pop. Like when Meek Mill died, he doesn't have like this transcendent music that everybody's like, oh, I want to hear that new Meek Mill that was dropping after his death.
After he died.
After he died,
because
nobody.
Before he died, you know what's the number one, without question, undisputed, downloaded mixtape on datpiff.com?
Dream Chasers.
Dream Chasers 3. Number 1.
Is that the one where it's like, you ready? I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this.
No,
so
that's Dreams
that's
and Nightmares.
2, I think.
That's his album.
Oh, you sure?
I'm 100% sure. It's Dreams and Nightmares.
Okay, but either way, before after he died, he's not posthumously successful like a Pac or anything. He just kind of died. He's not Pac and Big. He's just like Big L. And yeah, whatever. So we can't really go off of Meek. And the only other class that we didn't talk about before we go on is 2013, led by names such as Action Bronson, Travis Scott. We all like Travis Scott. Shout out to this podcast is brought to you by Elkins High School and Chief Keef. I mean, I think you gotta like Chief Keef because he was hot and he got a song now that I'm on. So Chief Keef, Schoolboy Q, and if you ask Tim Manuel, that's the hardest artist ever. Trinidad James was nice.
Studio.
Joey Badass, Absol. Yeah, it was studio. You remember this conversation? Okay.
What about Trinidad James? How did you rank him? Did he get a plus or a minus?
He got a 1. He got a 1 because he was hot at the time. He was very hot. Gold. I mean, that was, you know. And then, Bruno Mars took that song and made it into, like, the biggest hit in the United States. But, like, that same cut. Joey Badass, I like Absol. I'm indifferent on. Logic has a big cult following. Kirko Bangs is in the mix on that one. It's an interesting 2013 year. It's got a lot of cats who we would still probably consider young cats in the game. But nah, that year didn't have it for me. I mean,
how about this?
How
about this? Briefly, let's go through the list. 2007 through 2017, and you know that's funny. I just realized something.
What did you realize?
Anyway, I'll bring it up later. And choose the one person on that list that is your favorite. You don't have to choose the worst, but just the one person. I think we can both agree that Boosie is going to be our favorite from 2007.
Who's my favorite just for my taste and what I like in music?
Just for your taste and what you like in music.
I don't even think it's close, big fella.
So Boosie in 2007.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I guess it's close. Because the two best. I don't want to be a person who I say I'm not, so I'm just gonna say Future because it's Future. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention Chance the Rapper. I feel like I'm so excited about Chance.
You're on the wrong line here. Per year.
Oh, you mean like each year? Who's that guy?
Who's your guy from each year?
Oh, Plies 2007. It's Plies.
It's not Boosie.
It's not Boosie. It's Plies. Who you got?
I got Boosie.
This quick. We're going quick. So 2009, I got Wale.
I got Kid Cudi.
All right, 2010, I got Big Sean.
It's a toss-up between Big Sean and J. Cole, but man, I've been loving me some Big Sean lately, so I'm going to have to go with Big Sean.
Okay, good. Came to your senses. 2011, this is the first time I'm ever going to say this. I got Kendrick Lamar.
I don't like that you threw out that came to your senses thing, but anyway. 2011.
It's got Kendrick Lamar. What are you thinking about, man? Stop it, man. Please, stop.
I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan.
Me neither, but look at that list.
Let me take a look at this list, man. Hold on. I think if I'm looking at it from a historical perspective, the person that I enjoy listening to the most, and I don't care if he's dead or not, I'm going with Meek Mill.
Okay, fine.
Meek Mill's my guy for me. Okay, so we can skip 2012. Let's skip 2012.
Yeah, we all know who that is.
Future
2013. Yes, it's Future year. 2013. Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, 100%.
2014, Chance the Rapper. I love Kevin Gates, but it's Chance the Rapper, though. And I love Rich Homie, but it's Chance the Rapper. You picked a good, solid second year. I love August Alsina, too. But the numbers just don't bear out for me. It's Chance the Rapper, though.
Is it Chance the Rapper? I really like Kevin Gates.
It's Chance the Rapper, though.
I hate to not say Kevin Gates. It's close, but Chance is just a guy.
It's Chance the Rapper.
I do love that Chance the Rapper put some religious aspects into his music. So I'm gonna go with Chance the Rapper.
2015 for me is Shy Glizzy. I'm lying. I don't even know who the hell that is. 2015, Squad Up, Nut the Kid. I don't like none of them. So Nut the Kid. Give me Kid over all of them.
And you know what? Another person I'm gonna challenge you to listen to is Gold Link. Like, he's got some pretty good music too.
I don't know any of these
Tim
people.
likes Gold Link. So if you like Tim style music, then Gold Link's that guy.
So I like Tim style music. I like Tim style attire, wardrobe, and music. I'm Tim Senior.
So I'm gonna go with K Camp. I really like K Camp.
Okay. I'll let you go with that. 2016. Oh, 2016. I didn't even think about who was the best in that.
Right.
But I think who I like the most out of all of them is 21 Savage.
Really?
I think I like 21 because I watched that Noisy in Atlanta when they interviewed him they interviewed Lil Yachty as well, and they talked about their background, their upbringing. He's a little bit more street and real than I kind of was thinking, and I kind of like his music. His music, he got some jammers. I'm 21 Savage. That's what I'm going with.
So I'm glad because this one you can't not explain why you're choosing who you choose in 2016 because this whole like the whole group of 2016, they all make like kind of weird music. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard for me not to choose Lil Dicky because I really, really, really liked his album. But I'm gonna put him on the side because I really like Lil Dicky and he could hoop, really good. But that meme that's got that all my friends are dead. That meme where it's like in 2033 we're gonna be dancing to this and we're gonna be telling them kids. I'm gotta go with Uzi Vert, man.
Okay.
Also,
shout out songs on repeat. Me, shout Kodak Black because I really, really like Little Big Pac or whatever that album was called. I really actually like Kodak Black. But
so songs on repeat. There's been a few songs like every once in a while. I'm gonna say probably every once a year. There's a song that's just on repeat. Hit it from the back, watch a nigga bless you. Lil Uzi Vert, my shit. So that's who I'm going with. I'm going with Uzi Vert. And of course, 2017, I'm going with a Boogie with the Hoodie.
And for me, I don't give a shit. I'm going with Ugly God. Prove me wrong, motherfucker.
Ugly God with no Wikipedia link.
Ugly God. He don't. Boy, the Lord don't like ugly looking ass nigga.
And the whole list, I'm looking on Wikipedia because it's got the list kind of like out for me in my face. The only.
Don't you love it when Don't you love it when they got a mouth for you all in your face?
Right. Pause. So, Ugly God and the word "and" is the only two people that doesn't have a link.
Hey, I live in Houston. Watch Ugly God listen to this podcast and come try to find me. I'm gonna be too busy at my fucking 9 to 5, you clown. Anyway, let's switch gears a little bit. We got a few more things to talk about. It's not all gonna be a music edition, but I really enjoyed that talk. That was a very enjoyable talk. It's probably better than I thought it would be. First thing we gotta do, there's a little bit of sports before we get out of here. Roger, the floor is yours. I picked, and I'll go ahead and say it. We did edit some things out of the podcast before. I picked LeBron in 7. He had the Warriors in 4, and then he went back and realistically was like the Warriors in 6. Split the difference. The Warriors took it in 5. So he's pretty on and accurate there. We had no bets or anything going on. I'm not about to be wearing a certain thing or changing my social media icons, but I'm not dyeing my beard pink. I'm not buying some Steph Currys. It's not gonna happen. But the floor is yours, and you can say what you need to say about basketball.
First,
you are the basketball god right now.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to prove you wrong. I also want to say thank you to Kevin Durant for making it easy for me to make my decision on who was going to win the finals. I never, ever thought that Cleveland had a shot. And I think my theory proved itself right, and on TV. So anyway, I think that you think that I want to gloat about it. And I don't want to gloat about it. What I want to do is I want to take this opportunity to say that I think my ultimate feeling about Kevin Durant going to the Warriors was that it was really a bitch move. You can't have a team. You think about that team, and they've got Steph Curry, who has shown over and over again. It's hard for me to watch Steph Curry. It's hard for me to watch guys that are like regular size, like Isaiah Thomas, wink wink, Isaiah Thomas, and Steph Curry, that are like the same size as like regular people, dominate the NBA. Because I feel like everybody that's a professional basketball player should be the same. Like, it shouldn't be that much parity. Like, there should be people in the NBA that can shoot just as good as Steph Curry. Well, anyway, Kevin Durant made it easy. He's arguably the best basketball player in the NBA. Yes, I do think LeBron is, but I think that you can make a compelling argument that Kevin Durant is. And he went to the hands down, best team in the NBA. And they won. And I think that it was easy to make that decision. And after our podcast, I think I said something like, I think you're choosing the Cavs because you like LeBron. And I think that that's why you chose the Cavs. Shout out, this podcast is brought to you by Titus Lewis, who is the second biggest LeBron fan I know. The first biggest is Aldo Nice. It's not coincidence that he also thought that the Cavs were going to win the finals. And he also thought they're going to come back after it became 3-1. Which I'm sure if I ask you, did you think that they were going to come back after 3-1?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, thank you. I rest my case.
Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I think all along we've had this conversation off air that I know you're not a LeBron hater. I know you recognize greatness. You just kind of were like looking at the bigger picture, and I'm just kind of that. I was of the mind that it is LeBron's time, and the best player doesn't lose in his time. I do feel as though if they close out Game 2, tonight we're watching the finals instead of talking on a podcast, and it would have been something different. Now my question is, going forward, what can they do? LeBron obviously has cut his hair off and he's bald now. He's more aerodynamic.
He is more aerodynamic. He's faster. He knows a lot of rap songs. He's learning a lot of rap songs. I don't think that, and this is kind of shifting to like a non-comedy thing, but I don't think that the Cavaliers have enough money, and I don't think that their situation lets them do anything to make themselves formidable opponents of the Warriors. They'll lose in the finals for the next 5 years if the Warriors team stays together. There's nothing they can do.
Okay, so with that logical, I mean, I think there's things that they can do. And I mean, the biggest thing that everybody was throwing out even before the finals ended was get Paul George instead of Kevin Love. You got an additional perimeter defender who can take LeBron off of KD, put LeBron playing like center field, like a Draymond role. It changes the series, so I could see that being a thing. But my question is, I don't understand how anybody can go for the Warriors.
No, I'm totally against the whole Dub Nation thing. Anybody that puts Nation in the front of it, I'm not. I don't say Saints Nation. I don't say Pelicans Nation.
Well, I think it's Who Dat Nation, but
I don't say Who Dat Nation either. And it's not necessarily Who Dat Nation. I think there's a pretty popular website.
I got a Who Dat Nation T-shirt. That's why I said that.
Well, anyway, I don't believe in that whole nation thing. Like if you're from San Francisco or Oakland, then yeah, you can be happy that Kevin Durant and the Warriors won the championship. But
If you're not, as would I.
Yeah.
If Kevin Durant came to the Pelicans, I would love it.
100%.
Okay.
If the Pelicans were the Warriors and Kevin Durant came to the Warriors, I would not blink at the idea of being a
Let's go get this chip.
Yes. 100%.
If Adrian Peterson comes to the Saints and runs for 2,000 yards this year, we're happy.
I feel you in yours. I'd be very happy.
With an F?
With an F. So yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Anybody that's like, yeah, I told y'all the Warriors are not like bragging about it. I'm probably gonna defriend you.
But if they got a game 7, I'm throwing a big party at my house. This podcast is brought to you by the Glouse Man. Glouse Kitty, though.
Pink Dolphin.
Well, I mean, on Smash, but okay, bet, appreciate it. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not even gonna really get into basketball. Like, we're all gonna be bored. We're gonna have to find things to talk about. And I mean, most of our listeners are young intellectuals / young working people / just cool cats, cool customers. Maybe just as many women as men. So maybe it's gonna be a good little hiatus that we're not gonna talk about a lot of sports for right now. Because until football season, I mean, we're not gonna talk a lot of baseball. So probably that's a good thing.
Unless somebody punches somebody. That's the only way that I'll talk about baseball.
Well, speaking of somebody punching somebody, I think I'm about to book my tickets. Not even think I'm about to. I think I was gonna go to Triple G against Canelo. That was my plan because I hadn't been to a fight in a minute. Change of plans. I'm going to see McGregor and Mayweather. Initial thoughts on that spectacle. I'm not even gonna call it a boxing match. That spectacle of a sporting event.
I think it's a joke. I think it's
Agree,
a joke.
but you.
No, I think it's definitely. No, I may, but
you're not gonna watch it.
I might not. I'm definitely gonna watch Triple G versus Canelo though.
I mean, I'm a boxing purist, so I will, but I'm definitely gonna watch Floyd. I'm gonna definitely watch the best fighter of our time fight again.
I'm gonna watch it. Okay, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna watch it by default, not by interest. So I'm gonna watch it because the people that I'm probably gonna be hanging with are gonna be watching it. But to say that if I was a loner and I lived 100 miles away from the nearest bar and I had access to pay-per-view, I would not pay for it.
Okay, so is there any... Okay, so let me just ask you a quick question. Just initially, who would you be going for in this fight if you
I'm going 100% for Floyd Mayweather. Okay,
so my question by that would be this. I thought about that yesterday. This is just a bigger thought that... this was always an if Floyd Mayweather fought Conor McGregor, and now they are. Conor McGregor's like a loudmouth, arrogant, whatever, talk shit, go over there, do whatever, and just loudmouth, right? And now he's going to fight another loudmouth. And what I think is funny about it is the American crowd who's going to be there be against the American? It's kind of like if Apollo Creed fought the Russian, which he did. The whole crowd was just going for Apollo Creed. Living in America. Rocky IV. They was all on Apollo Creed because he's the American. They are not going for the American in this fight. Americans are going to go to that fight and be booing for the American and going for the non-American. Not because he's black. It's because he's Floyd Mayweather. But I don't know. I think there's a dynamic there.
I don't think so. I think the world... I think
there's a racial dynamic there. I see race in everything. There
definitely is a racial dynamic, but I don't tend to look at it that way. I tend to look at it as people don't like dominance. I think
Floyd beat women a little bit too, so that's...
Well, I don't think that people like dominance, and it's the same thing with the Patriots. People hate to see the Patriots win, just like they hate to see Floyd Mayweather win. So if you want to, there's your racial.
But my point is just Conor McGregor's the same thing. He's dominant and he talks shit. So why wouldn't it be they're both dominant, they both talk shit? Let's just go for the American.
Because who's more popular? Who has more followers?
Well, probably I would say Floyd.
So I would say that Floyd's in a more popular sport. historically, MMA is definitely making a like rapid.
It's not close. It's not close. It's not close.
So, I think people see Floyd's fights more often than they see Conor's fights. You know, it's like Floyd's been doing this for a long time. Also, Conor, to me, MMA is new. MMA is like a last.
It's not. I'll go with that to an extent. Yeah.
So dominance, yeah, but Floyd's been dominating for a while, and I also think that people are starting to come around to the fact that like Floyd Mayweather's fights are not exciting at all.
So I think that's the allure that I have a little bit about this fight. That I feel like Floyd's gonna knock him out, and I feel like I haven't seen a Floyd knockout in a long time, and I feel like once you kind of get in that ring, like you're talking to a guy who fights 3 at the most 5-minute rounds. Where you're punching and kicking and slamming and doing all kind of other things, versus a guy who you traditionally fights 12 3-minute rounds. I just don't think he's gonna have a gas to take. He's not used to taking CompuBox 975 licks to the face in a fight, so I think he's gonna knock his ass out. But like a couple of weeks ago, I watched Errol Spence against Kell Brook, and it was in England. And the whole English crowd was like just behind Kell Brook because he was the English fighter. I mean, Anthony Joshua against Vladimir Klitschko. The whole crowd was behind Anthony Joshua because he was a British fighter in Great Britain. I just know that's not going to happen in America. America's not going to get behind the American fighter in this fight. I think that's funny.
I think that's funny too. But I also think that it wasn't made out to be like a big, it's an Irish guy versus an American guy. Like it wasn't.
But I don't think it was in those other fights either, though. I think it was just like, that's the hometown boy. And if there's any hometown for Floyd Mayweather, it's Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, you know what's another thing? I think another thing is Floyd's not like the American poster child. Like if he was like like if he was out there talking about, I'm fighting for my country, like Triple G does. Okay. Triple G's out there and he's like, I do this for my country, you know, like I'm from
big drama show.
Right.
Big drama show.
So if he was that guy, then I think people would be, but people don't necessarily look at Floyd as the American per se. I'm only trying to play devil's advocate here.
Let me tell you something, big fella. On Rocky 1 and 2, I was going for Apollo Creed. And on Rocky 3, I was going for Clubber Lang. If it's 2 people in the ring fighting, I'm going for the brother. Off top, big fella.
I don't know why
not a question.
Say that as if I'm not going for the brother. And I feel kind of bad. I feel kind of bad because I think that
if I turn on random TV and it's a dark-skinned Mexican against a light-skinned Mexican, I'm going for the brother. Off top.
I gotta tell you though, Triple G is my favorite fighter. So
I like Triple G.
If Triple G is fighting a brother,
I was going for Daniel Jacobs against Triple G, homie.
I can't pull.
I'm not watching sports, and the black man. Look, if the Super Bowl on and the black quarterback is playing for one team, even if he Russell Wilson, I'm going for that team, man. If it's a black coach, I'm going for Lovie Smith, man. I'm going for the black people, man. It's off top, unless it's Caldwell against the Saints. That's different. But in most cases, I'm going with the brothers, man. And I know you feel the same way, but
for you, I don't always feel the same way, but I do most of the time feel the same way. If it's 2 random fighters, I'm gonna probably choose the brother, 100%. Like I'm gonna say 99%, I'm gonna choose the brother, most likely. But I do have my favorite guys. I do like Triple G. I'm gonna pull for Triple G. I like this.
Yeah, I'm going for Triple G against Canelo. I want Triple G to knock out Canelo. I'm adamant that I want Triple G to knock out Canelo.
No, I think he will.
We'll see. We will see if he gives us that big drama show in September.
And just like that big drama show, we just gave everybody else a big drama show. So
this was a big drama show. This was a big comeback show, man. Raj, look at you, smiling on your face the whole time. I got a smile on my face. Hashtag Houston Podcast. Hashtag Denver Podcast. We got to think about some good hashtags for this week. If you're not following us on social media, look, follow us. We're going to drop the website in the next week or so. We're going to get that popping. We're going to get on iTunes soon. Let's do that. I might put some of my old rap music from when I used to be a rap star. So when I should have been on the freshman class of 2000 and 2007. I should have been on that thing, Bob. That's
on
probably
that
why I'm salty.
That Southern Tea freshman class.
You see, now you're talking about that Southern Tea, and that's why they already. This podcast is brought to you by the Southern Tea Awards. Get with it or get lost, man. Get you a table.
Make sure you cash
$700. Make sure you cash your vote
for your favorite guys on the.
I think Ugly God was like going for something, and maybe D Scott was going to win Promoter of the Year. What you think?
He'd be a viable option.
I think that's where we're going with it.
I think I'm going with the brother.
I'm going with the brother because the white promoters don't exist. We doing that episode real soon, man. Holla at us, man. Best Friend Weekend Podcast, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. We'll be back next week.